Hello everybody, it's Kate here again with another video. I had promised you a process video, but I decided that I should do a flip through of my Inktober notebook because October is getting further and further away, and the longer I wait, the less, not interesting, but perhaps relevant this content becomes. Anyway, here we go. Inktober 2017, my first Inktober ever. I started out and I really wanted to try realistic drawings. That was kind of my thing that I wanted to do because I want to get better at realistic drawings. So my first drawing was this coffee cup. It's my favorite coffee cup in the world. I hate this drawing. I hate it so much. The very first day I was thinking to myself, I don't like drawing. I'm not going to do it. But with some encouragement, I continued. And the next day I did a picture of Bob Ross. I'm sorry if the camera keeps shaking. My cat keeps walking by the tripod and making it move because it's resting on my bed. I live in a studio apartment. You do what you gotta do. Anyway, Bob Ross was a success! My Funko Pop Bob Ross. And I really enjoyed drawing this. And the next day I actually was looking forward to drawing. So I decided to make a self-portrait. The soulless devil cat next to me is ampersand. Yeah, I'm wearing my backpack and my flip-flops. This is pretty much a uniform that I kind of wear at my super professional job at a university. Most of the professors don't dress better than me, so I figure it's okay. All right, continuing. Then one Saturday I was tired and lazy, so I did a mandala. I don't actually like how this one turned out, but it started a trend, and well, it didn't start a trend yet, but it was something I came back to later. Next, I Funko Popped Julia Child. And then I got on a real PBS kick. My favorite part of this drawing, of course, is the giant butcher knife. And I can hear her voice in my head. I said I wasn't going to talk much about the drawings, but what do you talk about when you're doing a video of drawings? Anyway, so this is someone from a Facebook group I'm in. She asked to be drawn with a seascape, so I turned her into a mermaid. First mermaid with a shirt ever in the history of the world. If you can't guess who this is, you must have grown up in another country. Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Another lovely lady from my art group. I love her earrings. It's one of my favorite parts. And this entire time I was falling in love with Pigma Micron pens. I don't think I will ever want to draw with anything else. I'm gonna try fountain pens. I even bought an extra fine one, and usually I love stub nibs, but I'm gonna try it. But for now, Pigma Microns, they're totally my thing. PBS. Another thing I love. There is a t-shirt that looks like this, and I want the t-shirt, but the t-shirt costs money, so I'm not going to get the t-shirt. LeVar Burton. To Funko Pop a squirrel. In case you don't know, there are little figures called Funko Pop figures, and they're usually famous people, and they all have these giant heads. And this is Funko Pop Michonne from The Walking Dead. So they all pretty much have this formula with the giant head and the plasticness. Several people in my Facebook art group did this photo. So I decided to go ahead and join in the fun. The one thing I didn't enjoy as much about Funko Popping is that they don't have mouths, so they all kind of looked like they were vacant and staring off into space, or demonic. I don't know. Another member of the art group had a son who collects the Funko Pop figures, and when he found out I was doing this, he asked to be Funko Popped, and he specifically requested to be in a hoodie and holding a hoodie with the hood up and a comic book. So that's why you have this. And for some reason, after I completed him, the background just looked really bare, so I put him in front of a giant building. Whatever, it works. This friend did not ask to be Funko Popped, but she enjoyed another one of my Funko Pop figure drawings so much that I decided that she should also be Funko Popped. And there we used to work together, and it was something that a bunch of us would do as a joke, would be to power pose before we had meetings and stuff. Okay, and this is when I turned back to mandalas. I was kind of getting a little bit bored of black and white. I also wanted to use my fountain pen, so I went ahead and used my Lamy Safari Pacific. Let me get out that pen because it's beautiful and lovely. Lamy Safari Pacific with Pacific ink, because I still have some cartridges from when I bought the pen. This is about halfway through the month and I just needed to change it up. I'm not going to talk about the mandalas as I continue. I'm going to talk about drawing and me. My brother, when we were growing up, was so good at drawing. Like, he would draw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he would draw whatever he wanted to, and he was really good at it, and it just seemed like he was a natural. And I was really good at school. I was really good at reading, I was really good at writing, I was really good at a lot of things, but drawing was never the thing I thought I was good at. So that's why when I started Inktober, I really wanted to do realistic drawings, because I want to become better at that, but it also scares me. And so I started drawing not realistic things. And then I started drawing patterns. And there's nothing wrong with drawing patterns. I love this. I love this. It was definitely inspired by other people's work that I've seen, but I love how it turned out here, and I've used it several times since. If I don't think I'm good at something, and if I don't think I'm good at it almost immediately, because I tend to pick up things pretty quickly, I get frustrated and I quit. So that actually kind of happened this month with Inktober, or last month with Inktober, and I'm a little sad that I let that happen, but also it's something I learned about myself, or something that was reinforced. But you'll see I had a little change of heart at the end of the month and some success with realistic drawing. But in the meantime, I really, really, really enjoyed doing these mandalas, and it seemed like people on Instagram enjoyed them. And since most of the people on Instagram who follow me are people I know, it's encouraging to see people you know enjoying things that you make. See, I used that again. This one was kind of inspired by thoughts of amoebas. I wanted little creatures floating around, and this is the only one that really reminds me of an amoeba. This is one of my favorites. I did this thing and I loved it. I just love the lines and the dots and the curves and this hash marking. Okay, so this is where it shifted. I had set up to do a mandala. I was just not feeling the drawing that day, so I made a spider. But it inspired the last 5 drawings of Inktober. And if you are arachnophobic, you may want to turn off the video at this time, because I did do realistic drawings of spiders. Here's the first one. It's a wasp spider. Apparently they live in Britain, in the UK. I was so thrilled with how this turned out. I mean, it's not an incredible drawing, but for someone who doesn't have confidence in their drawing skills, this turned out so well, and it encouraged me to continue with realistic drawings. So then I did a Black Widow. It's from below, so I didn't have to worry about the shadows, which were confounding me. Then I forgot what kind of spider this is. A corn spider, the web. The web is zigzagged in the middle. Amy in my art group, Creativity Matters podcast by Amy Cohen. You should listen to it. She's the coolest. She pointed out the face. There were the face, some eyes, scary tusks if you want them to be, some things in the neck. Maybe it's like Frankenstein on the back of this spider. Oh, and this cute little tarantula. Okay, I'm gonna turn him so that you can see him at the right angle. If you look up spider on Google, this is going to be one of like maybe the first 50 pictures that comes up, and the spider literally has its head cocked to the side like a puppy, and it is adorable. Unless you don't like spiders, then it's not. And finally, very last drawing of Inktober was a daddy long legs, and it just seemed weird to have him floating there, so I added in a little bit of the spider with the web, which was actually in the picture. I just wasn't sure it would turn out really well with the ink, and I think it did. Like in the picture there were only hints of the web, and I think I was able to convey that here. And I also had a lot of fun with the putting the highlights in the legs. Yeah, so I really enjoyed Inktober. I thought it was a lot of fun, a really good challenge. And now I've started a second notebook because I have this whole set of notebooks that are rainbow colors, because if rainbow were a color, it would be my favorite. Anyway, I've already done 3 drawings in this notebook, and I'm planning to continue for as long as I can keep it up. I've started doing mandalas again in this notebook. Let me know in the comments below if you participated in Inktober. If you did, what kinds of things did you draw? Did you pick a theme, or did you go along with the prompts? Did you use color, or did you use black and white? Do you have a favorite pen? That's a lot of questions. I love questions, and no one's commenting, so I might as well ask them all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you give me a like and also click subscribe. I have a couple of other videos. I just started this channel, so really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day and come back soon. Hi, me again. I forgot to mention that I do have an Instagram, and if you want to see more of my stuff, you can go there. It's at Cagelio. And I'd love to see you over there. Give me a follow, and I'll check out your feed and probably follow back. Have a great day.